Hello everyone, we're back with some Fate Grand Order. When we last left off, we killed Najah, and we're going after Asclepius. Yeah, I remember. Who's in the west? No, he's somewhere. Anyway, it's been a while because, well, I was hoping to finish, or at least progress very far in Lost Belt 4 before Endwalker, the Final Fantasy expansion, came out. But very conveniently, I got sick. It wasn't serious. It was, I think it was strep throat, but for obvious reasons, so that makes it hard to read out loud for hours on end. Got like coughing or stuff like that. Leveled up Jason. I did actually go ahead and look up what the fights are this chapter ahead of time, just because this is supposed to be a very long chapter. I just looked at the length of like a YouTube video of it. It was an hour and 12 minutes. And their previous video was 40 minutes, while mine was like 50 minutes. So, I don't know if I'm going to do it all in one go or not. We'll find out. I was planning on cutting it, but maybe I'll do it all. Try to Yuga. Asclepius, the god of medicine, I believe that's it. So yeah, by looking up the battles, I did kind of spoil myself on one event this chapter. It's gonna happen, but I mean, we fight Asclepius, that's one. Spoiler. Oh, I do have a download going on in the background, by the way. If I lag a little, that's why. Final Fantasy XI's having a return, like a free logging campaign for like 2 or 3 weeks. So I figure, I'll get in on that. Oh, my. It seems Kubera has vanished. I'm assuming that's Najah. Well, dang. Now I feel bad for pounding my job off on her. Don't be stupid. She ran off on her own. You didn't ask her to go. Also, if you're going to bother saying that sort of thing, then you can at least pretend you mean it. You don't look the least bit sorry. Yeah. Don't know what to tell you then. Really broken up over here. This won't do. This won't do at all. I could tell Crown Prince Najah was up to something, but she was one of the hands of God. The fact that she's gone now is... There is no problem. The God's power is infinite. Even if one is shattered, I remain limitless. Indeed. Of that I have no doubt whatsoever. We must agree that it is inconvenient to have one fewer pawn to serve you, yes? Is that not why you summoned the other servants after Ashfanaman? To have them execute your will? Ashfataman? I've been listening to the podcast, so I know how to say it. What do you say? If you'd like, I'd be happy to provide you with another summoning spell. No, even that is of no consequence. All I need now is to keep repeating the Yugas. Thanks to the power you all brought me. Look, we just killed off Najah. Do we need another character to talk like this? I have been able to speed up the sluggish Yuga cycle. So I will continue on. I will keep drowning the world's defects, its evils, and cutting them away. The demise of the Great Yuga, the cycle formed by the other Yugas, that only a god can see, is approaching. The Great Yuga, huh? So this 10-day Yuga cycle you're repeating is itself just a part of this Great Yuga, right? Indeed, now's the time for this universe to end. The whole world has lapsed into degeneracy. The Great Kali Yuga and its massive destruction is at hand. Oh god, you should be proud. The seeds of morality you have tended for an eternity are at last about to bear fruit. My mic's on, right? Yeah, okay. Ordinarily, it would take hundreds, no, thousands of years. That'd be far too long a wait. Thanks to you dramatically shortening the small Yuga cycle to 10 days, the Great Yuga cycle has been sped up as well. How wonderful. And then, all that will remain is that which is truly good, truly necessary. Then, I'll be able to create a perfect, ideal world. Creepy eye. Indeed. What a lovely world that would be. That really does happen, right? That'd just be lovely. Soon. Very soon, I think. You'll remake the world over the course of enough small yugas for us to get there. I wonder how many more yugas it'll take. 1? 2? Few enough that we can count them with our hands? I can't wait to find out! Hey, alter ego. Now for your digressions. Basically, all the boss is telling us not to worry about Naja's death, right? Fine, got it. Now can I get back to my research? Got on a lot on my plate, you know. I swear, there's nothing worse than all the time people waste on pointless chatter. Especially when they're your patient. You gotta listen to them blabbing away with their inane personal lives. It'd be one thing if they at least had some interesting rare disease. It's almost always just another boring cold or broken bone or something. Wait. Alright. If I'm gonna wait, I'll wait. What is it? There's something I should tell all of you. Oh my, how unusual. This is not every day. We see a glimpse of his humanity. Of course they cut it. Sorry. Fo? Don't see as much water or flowers as they did yesterday. This looks like the harvest season. Guess that's dependent on the current Yuga too. As I recall, today is the beginning of the Tetra Yuga. It's the time when things start to deteriorate a bit from how they were during the Krita Yuga. 1/4 of the world's rightful order is lost. It's quite the radical difference for us to just see things change so instantaneously. That's just the way this world works. For the people who live in this world, this is all perfectly normal. Let me take a drink of water. Nonetheless, I cannot help but feel that this state of affairs is far too sudden and unnatural. The Yuga cycle has been shortened to a mere 10 days. Something is certainly amiss. At this point, I would not be the least bit surprised to learn there's some sort of distortion here affecting the entire world. Alright, now that we've all adjusted to our new surroundings, it's time for the lecture I brought. Oh, dang it. You keep walking, I'll go, dang it. Asclepius is a hero from Greek mythology. His father was the Olympian god Apollo, and his mother was a woman named Coronis. Coronis? Oh no. Making him a demigod. Isn't Apollo the Roman name? Or am I mixing them up? Shortly after his birth, he was entrusted to a centaur sage, Chiron? That's right, our very own Chiron. He's like the only good centaur in Greek mythology. Asclepius first studied medicine under him, but his talent for medicine surpassed his teachers eventually. In addition to the sun, Apollo was also the god of sickness and healing. That's probably where Asclepius got his talent for medicine. Sorry. I do still have a little bit of a cough. To elaborate, he took the knowledge of herbology Chiron imparted to him and expanded on it, which led to the concept of medicine as we know it today spreading far and wide. Up to that point, healing had strictly been the domain of the gods. It's probably why he came to be known as the father of medicine, and a god in his own right. At the time, the concept of a doctor, someone with both the knowledge and skills to treat injuries and disease in someone other than themselves, and a patient, the beneficiary of the doctor's knowledge and skill, was a huge paradigm shift. Asclepius is the one who made it happen. Now, when you put it like that, it sounds like a really big deal. Though, of course, I'm sure Ganesh is way more famous than him, being an actual god and all. As I mentioned earlier, he's one of the Argonauts, owing entirely to his skill as a doctor. I mean, I wonder which one's more popular. Like, Ganesha, like, I'd say people outside of India are aware of him. Like, I know the elephant guy. I don't know anything more about him, but, and you know, Asclepius obviously has the, like, the god, you know? The snake guy? I don't know, do they do that outside of, like, is that, like, well known outside, like, the Western world? Like, outside of, like, you know, America and Europe? Probably got to know Atalanta, Hercules, and Medea during the voyage on the Argo, too. It's too bad none of them are here now. They might have been able to tell us more about him. Sorry, but I have no interest in his life story. All I need to know is how to defeat him. Oh, there are plenty of other interesting stories to share about him. Like the one about how his staff became entwined with snakes and became going to be symbolic of medicine everywhere. Looks like that one will have to wait. Wyverns? The beautiful Mr. Vinci is taking a short sabbatical. Why is that? Picking up. Looks like some sort of wyvern. Is this because I mentioned wyverns? Herbivores have more power than we give them credit for. Well, there are many Indian legends involving wyverns, such as wyverns or wyverns. Wait, Vitra, what? This seems to be no more than an ordinary creature. One that is apparently set on having Mr. Horsey for its supper. Ride pass. Wow, now I'm wondering if that was planned from the beginning for Final Fantasy. There's an Indian-themed zone, which has a dragon named Vitra, whose name has existed in the game for years? Maybe a decade even? There's no need to bother Indra about this. The fewer dangerous animals there are, the safer it is for everyone. I don't want to be eaten either. You guys have seen how a snake's stomach bulges out after it swallows its prey whole, right? Warning you now, Hydra. Wyvern. Same thing's gonna happen to you if you eat me. Oh, by the way, I'm a vegetarian now, so if you're gonna make me an offering, some potato chips would hit the spot. Okay, Junako. I got a Discord, man. It's from a... Okay, so it's not important. It was... I basically have everything except one Discord server and, you know, my DMs muted. So it's not important. Yeah, anyway, I'll strike chronologically. So, like, 2 weeks ago, I think a little longer than that, which was the last time I recorded, I got sick, got strep throat, like I said. Wasn't really too bad. There's one day where I was basically just in bed. The rest of it, I was just, you know, a coughing fit. Okay, yeah, so, like, you know, I was sick. That, you know, that kind of sucked. But you know how it is. So, you know, I didn't bother recording, and then Endwalker came out. I want to say I was over it by then. Maybe I was still slightly sick. But, you know, I kind of devoted a lot of my time to Endwalker. And I finished it. And I think it was very good. I had some issues with it, but I'd still give it like an 8, 9 out of 10. And overall, I'd say it's the best Final Fantasy XIV expansion. Shadowbringers, the previous expansion, had a better climax, but it's like a whole package, like the story, you know, throughout the entire thing. I think Endwalker's better. Endwalker, I mean, Shadowbringers did the thing I talked about last time. It's like, okay, you gotta go to the 5 areas and solve their problems, then you can get to the final boss, and, you know, well, actually, the final boss isn't even really, like, talked about. But you gotta go to the 5 zones and solve all their problems, and then you save the world. But I don't like that kind of system in stories. And Endwalker's like, okay, you're in this zone, I got no idea where you're going next. And the progression just kind of feels a little more like natural, you know? Instead of, oh, we finished up here, okay, we're going off to the next place. We're like, oh, he's fleeing that way, we gotta go after him. I'm being mindful of spoilers, of course. But also, even though Shadowbringers had like a better written climax, they did... I love how they handled the final solo duty, that's what I'll say. Now that I've said that, it's hard to talk about it, because I could have talked about... I'll talk about it in very vague terms. There was a character who I was not a fan of. And in Endwalker, they did not change that character in any way. But they still made that character a lot more likable just because of the plot, basically. Like, not in a bad way. Like, rather than just kind of feeling out of place, they felt very in place with the plot. Look, talking about it vaguely sucks. I just like the ending, which I could relate to a Heaven's Feel reference, but I won't. It's not what you think it is. Well, or it could be what you think it is. I guess it depends on what you think when you think of Heaven's Feel. For me, it's my favorite scene of Heaven's Feel. That's all I'll say. guy has a lot of HP. Yeah, so in the meantime, Lost Belt 5 came out. Well, I think, right? Was it already out by the time of last video? I had hoped, you know, I could... Well, I think, you know, 3 weeks ago I'd planned to be done with Lost Belt 4 right now, but that didn't happen. Oh yeah, I never got to talk about... I'll save this for the next battle. Gotta save something to talk about. Yep, so I believe the next one is a 0 AP, like no battle. Sorry about that. Should probably change out Kato Don, so. Well, no, I think I wanted to get her to Bond 5 for interlude. Or Bond 4? I forget. But I like her. I also like her gimmick gameplay wise. Yeah, well, sorry, I was moving forward. Just having like two targetable dodge / invulnerabilities. Well, one of each. Plus the quick / buster. I think she's just a neat unit. Plus, I like her character. Plus, your robot. Nom nom nom. I don't like that face. Yeah, right. They make the best roasted bananas you'll ever have. Oh, yeah. How's Yama feel about it? He's the judge of that. He likes bananas. I don't get the Yama banana things. Go on, Moshi, try one. They're great for your skin and for staying in shape. You're still a growing girl, so you're getting eat up. Or I'll be digging right in with you. I'm eating one right now. It is really good. Oh, Fo. You drunk them! Of course it's too hot for you, Fo. Cats have very heat-sensitive tongues, and you're practically one of them. Just have to make do with their regular unroasted bananas. I mean, I don't think he's biologically really. You know, ignore it. I haven't camped out since the rebellion. It really brings back memories. By definition, a rebellion involves fighting a ruler much stronger than you. Surely it can't all be nostalgic. Of course not. I remember very well how we never had enough supplies to go around. The Sepoy incited uprisings left and right before they ran off to Dali, leaving us Johnsy to clean up the mess. Thanks to that, we had almost nothing in the way of people, funding, or supplies. Sometimes my comrades and I had nothing to eat but a single half-rotted banana between us all. You know, it's none of my business. Are you sure you don't want to join the conversation? You're quite intelligent, aren't you? Then you do know who I am. If you are who I think you are, just remember that there were rumors of you helping the Sepoys in the rebellion. I hope I'm saying Sepoy right. But that's just how the story goes, so I have no idea if it's true. Who can say? The truth is, I'm not really anyone right. I still need to read his backstory. All I can say is, if Sion hadn't summoned me, I wouldn't be who I currently am. Huh? Then does that mean... Anyway, we should be using this time to let Horsey and his team rest, right? I don't see any need to jump in with my own old unasked for stories. I'm going to take another look at the engine. If you don't see me again tonight, because I'm busy there. Got it. Seems you're no ordinary queen either. I could already tell as much from the way you fight. Are you saying a queen who would sleep on the ground is no true queen? Not at all. Sita is said to have been born in the ridge between two rice fields. Anything, I'm fond of women who have an earthy scent. Yeah, but you're kind of weird, dude. My oh my. Yes, the really famous heroes are natural Casanova. Is that a good line? But make sure I remember this. Huh? Why would you do that? Well, you're not planning on telling Sita about this if we find her, are you? Don't worry, that won't be an issue. Get it all wrong. I wasn't making a pass at her. I know that's silly. Of course I want to tell Sita about this. Don't lie to me. It's written all over your face. It's pretty relaxing here, isn't it, Mashu? Yes, definitely. Can I tell you something, Senpai? For some reason I can't really explain. I feel like everything's going to work out. Oh? I know God Arjuna is incredibly powerful. I know this world runs on a truly bizarre system. Like, look, come on, we're not even in Lost Boat 5 yet. That's the true final boss. Ignore Lost Boat 6 and 7. They obviously can't lose to this filler Lost Boat. And I know that Najah and Karna aren't here to help us anymore. Again, the poor dog. I've seen some very, very painful things. Being honest, it was all bringing me down a little. Yeah, me too. I don't have any other option, so me too. Now having all of us gathered around a campfire like this makes me feel a little more optimistic. Pepe was always so nice to me, even back when I didn't know anything at all. I knew he was a very social person, so it was difficult for me to accept that he had become our enemy. But now we're sitting around the same campfire, united in a common goal. It's also, I don't know if this is the best way to say it, but it makes me really happy. And you know, I'm actually kind of hopeful right now. Maybe, just maybe, as Clepius, the caster we're about to face will have his own feelings about this world, just like Najah did. So if we talk to him, maybe there's a chance he'll be willing to help us out. Ooh, you've grown up to be such a good girl, Mashi. So glad to hear you think that. Pepe. First, I'm not too hopeful about my own prospects, so I can't share your optimism. But in that case, we each have to place our own bets, so nothing you need to worry about. You're right, it's definitely not impossible. Might as well be worth our while to try talking to him and William, even if they are local pala. But I don't think we should waste our breath on Ashvataman. What makes you say that? You saw what he's like when he fought him before. You know how fiercely determined he is. You can't give him anything that much effort unless you really, truly believe in what you're doing. Didn't matter how many times we repeated him, he just wouldn't stay down no matter what. I know his secret. I've been listening to the podcast. Just put your weapon down. He can't use his... I assume it's his noble phantasm against unarmed people. Right. However much you hurt him, he'll just bounce right back, even if the wound is fatal. He was nowhere near so durable when he was with me, so it must be something to do with the divinity Arjuna gave him. But at any rate, he didn't even think to pretend he was out of his commission, so he could take it easy until his wounds finished healing, right? It's hardcore as they come. So I don't think we should get our hopes up about him secretly hating this world and being willing to betray it. If anything, he seemed to me like he cared more about serving Arjuna than anything else. Not because Arjuna is his master now. Get the impression that he's a true believer in what Arjuna's doing. He and Arjuna might have been enemies back when they were human. And I'm pretty sure Arjuna's way beyond thinking about the Kauravas and the Pandavas at this point. Pandavas at this point. They're from the Mahabharata. I'm still saying that wrong, but you should... I would listen to the pod... Anyway, I'll talk about this in a battle. I don't want to ramble. I always wanted to try and get to know Ashvataman better, but I was so busy back when this lost foe was first made that I kept putting it off. I really wish I'd made the time for him. Maybe then, I'd at least have an idea of what he's thinking now. Oh my, trying to slap some sense into me, little animal? Trying to tell me I shouldn't have let my contact with my servant be taken away? Yes, you're right. I'm his former master, so I feel responsible too. Even then, he always seemed like he was angry about something, so it couldn't have been less alike. But I didn't mind that. I figured that way, I could let him handle everything that wasn't in my wheelhouse. Not to mention he was always an incredible fighter. Angry, huh? That's true. He was always super, you got me mad now. Off. Is there like a reason for that? Or is that just how he is? I'm not sure. All I know is, he was like that right from the time I summoned him. So who knows? Maybe that is just how he is. There is one story that says he attacked an enemy army in the dead of night out of anger over his father. I just listened to that today. Out of his father's murder. Even though that sort of thing was absolutely against the rules of warfare at the time. Anywho, as a servant, he's always been fueled by rage. Yeah, that it went against Dharma, of course, but he still did it because, by the way they tricked his father by, killing an elephant with his name is to say, hey, Ashvataman's dead. That was still against Dharma too, so, that's just... I like pretending like I know what's going on. Anywho, as a servant, he's always been fueled by rage. I'm 75 episodes into the podcast. I believe I've absorbed about 20% of the information. I'm sure there's more to him than that, but his rage burned so hot it seemed like it subsumed everything else. some aspects, Kisegu is a bit socially awkward. But anger is a force to be reckoned with. Some people think of anger as giving you blinders and making you unwilling to see reason. While on the other hand, that kind of focus can be very powerful. So the idea of going up against someone so relentlessly devoted to his cause, well, it scares me. Honestly, I don't know what he'd be like now if I was still his master. Sounds like he would have been a very helpful ally. You think? But feeling a lukewarm puddle like me would have only cooled him off, not in a good way. Anyway, I'm sure that wherever he is now, he's mad as heck about something. I swear, I don't know how he does it. It takes just oodles of passion to stay angry at him all the time. And then he was just, bad-tempered. Oh yes, his heart simply burns with passion. When you grow up, you'll understand just how hard and sad it is to be so angry that you burn yourself out. That kind of white-hot rage usually just doesn't last. Most of the time, anger quickly gives way to regret and despair. Can't even imagine what it would take to be truly angry all the time. Even sincerity only gets you so far. I mean, how long do you think a dandelion seed like me that goes wherever the wind takes him would last? If my hair ended up burning off in my fury, I wouldn't have anything left. It sounds like he's taking the Buddhist idea of the world as a burning house of suffering a little literally. Honestly, I can't imagine how a guy named Pepperoncino isn't really living it up. Right? Pepperoncino is a great name if I do say so myself, and it suits me perfectly. I don't remember, is Pepperoncino a fake name? It has to be, right? After all, I'm a spicy hot pepper from my head to my toes. I get a point to live nice and carefree wherever I go. Not sure I agree with that, Pepe. You always seem very sincere to me. You never got angry, no? Well, you easily made up for it with how hard you were on yourself. Besides, it's said that masters summon servants who are a lot like themselves. You may be very open-minded, but underneath that, I think you have a very strong sense of responsibility and a very powerful conviction to not lead an easy life. Oh my, that's very kind of you. You're giving me way too much credit. I know you wish you could get along with us, with the Cryptors I mean, since you also used to be part of Team A. You really gotta give that up, little girl. If you don't, you'll just make trouble for yourself, your master, and us. We were all loners well before we were Cryptors. They don't change just because we joined a group. Some of us have our own ideals. Some of us have faced major oppression. Some of us are natural rebels. Some of us were born in the wrong place. Some of us have lost our humanity entirely. We've all got our own issues. They don't go away just by being part of a team. There's not a good person among us. Not any of them. Not me either. I mean, we sold out of all of mankind and joined forces with the foreign god just so we could survive, remember? Maybe you have a little survivor's guilt at being the only one left, Mashi, but you don't have to feel bad. This is always going to happen to us. Always going to happen? Where are you getting this from, Pepperoncino? Still, I really did enjoy my life in Chaldea, so for me, you might even say it gave me a reason to live. I see. I don't quite get what you're talking about, but I can see that you're a man of conviction. You have quite the keen eye, don't you? Noticed it helping us in battle since you joined. That keenness doesn't seem entirely physical either. Is it some sort of magecraft? Well, yes, it's divine power, just like the kind you use, Yami. It's a technique I came up with to let me use the power of the gods in my human body. I'm also pretty good at Jinsokutsu, Tashinitsu, and Yojinsu. I'll have you know. Is he just making all this up, or is this real? I don't know what those words mean, by the way. Those three Itsus? Could have sworn I've heard these terms somewhere. Do you know anything about them, Administrative Advisor? Yeah, Holmes is the expert of made-up martial arts. Those are three of Japan's Shungendo Rokujutsu, or 6 supernormal Buddhist powers. Oh, okay. They're not Shunibyo. That is the power to run faster than any ordinary human. Tashinitsu is the power to read others' minds. And Yojinsu is... my apologies. I do understand the concept, but I struggle to articulate it and make myself understood. What, Holmes can't explain something in fancy words? It's something unique to Buddhism, almost an awareness of one's destiny, not dissimilar to enlightenment. I'm impressed you know that much about Eastern philosophy. You really are a great detective, aren't you? I'd say Yunjutsu is the power to know oneself. Well, maybe that's a good way to remember it as any, Horsey. Of course, I know you'll have much use for it, being Masha's master and all. I mean, knowing that much about yourself, that's just asking for trouble, right? Interesting. Yunjutsu is said to be a state of mind that quells all doubts. Yet he thinks of it as asking trouble. And you call yourself a dandelion. Look, he waxes poetic. That's Pepperantino. Like, his name is Pepperantino. Come on. Oh my, that's what you're concerned about? You're awfully bold for such a cutie. Don't call me a cutie, that's weird. Simple. You ran away from my country when I was about your age. Ever since I've been... How old are you? We're an international stranger. Calais is the first place in my life that I could actually call home. Why do you run away? Why? Because there wasn't anything there for me. I didn't get along with anyone in my family, extended or otherwise. It's putting it mildly, of course. Since I hated them so much, I killed them all. Oh. I killed them all myself? Oh, well, funny old life, isn't it? Okay. Yeah. And no. Who's this? Rage. Dang it. Rage. Gosh dang it all! More rage? More rage. This makes me mad now. I'm so mad right now, I'm so mad I could throw up. I'm so mad it's making me dizzy. Gosh darn anger never goes away. Well, I won't as long as I am who I am. So I want to hurry up and get here. When the Great Yuga ends, the world will finally stop cycling through destruction and rebirth. Every last evil defect will disappear. The world will finally be perfect. Can't get here soon enough. Okay. So yeah, I think I am gonna call it here. I'm kind of tired, so... before that though, something I gotta do. Only take 2. Leave those for future. You think, oh, just one roll? Horsey's gonna do one single roll on camera with 3 quarts? That's where you're wrong. Double summon! Have I got a Mondricardo yet? I don't think I have. But I mean, if you don't want to give me him, you know, I'll take Super Orion. Super Orion. Super Orion. Oh, lag? I do have that download going, but lag means it's in no. Dang it. Sometimes if it lags, that means like it's not in your cache. If I understand it right, so it's a new server. Speaking of, I should probably like download more of the cache. That you can like download it, so like load times for Noble Phantasms and stuff are less. I did it like a year ago, so obviously I'm missing a lot of data. But yeah. Anyways, that's about the first half of this chapter. I think a little less. But I'm just kind of tired today, so I figured, you know, that's actually a good stopping point. So I'll call it there. I'll see you guys next time with some more Lost Belt 4. Yeah. Sorry to cut the chapter in half, but it's the second longest chapter of the Lost Belt, I believe. I think one chapter later on is almost 2 hours long. So I'm definitely going to split that in maybe 3. Anyways, I'm rambling. I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully tomorrow. See you guys then. Bye.